What's up, guys? So I know I promised that I would have more videos up before issue 3 came out, and I tried to do that, but I had a lot of work to deal with before the winter break started. But I am on winter break now, and since issue 3 is already out, I decided why not make a video on that first. So without further ado, let's talk about Absolute Batman issue number 3. So this comic starts off exactly where we left off. We see Bruce and Selina running along rooftops, with Selina leading the way, as she has Bruce's medal that he threw away in the last issue. They eventually come to a wire, which Bruce almost falls off of, but is quickly caught by Selina before continuing their midnight stroll. We then forward back to the present, where we see the Batmobile not just driving, but plowing through the city, taking out everything in its path, all while Alfred is complaining about his 40 years of anonymity being ruined because of the situation he's in, going as far as to say he hates Batman, who lets Alfred know that his 30 seconds to explain himself start now. Alfred talks about rumors of a man called the Black Mask, who's the leader of a secret paramilitary group that serves some of the most powerful people on the planet, doing things like destabilizing governments or causing violent disruptions. And Alfred believes that Roman Sionis, leader of the party animals, might be the Black Mask. And while he's been explaining himself, they've been taking some heavy fire from the party animals. Alfred, thinking they're cornered, tells Batman they need to ditch this hunk of junk and get a fast vehicle. But it seems even after 2 issues, Alfred forgot this Batman is built different, and with the press of a button, this Batmobile changes from a bulky piece of metal to a full-on mega race car. And of course, we got Alfred with the switch up, saying he now loves Batman. I feel like even good cop, bad cop was more consistent than this guy. With the two of them blasting off, Alfred continues to run his mouth, telling Batman if Roman Sionis is Black Mask, that picking a fight with him is too risky, since he's basically got endless resources. Batman doesn't care, and says if Sionis keeps upping his game, then he'll do the same, with Alfred counter-arguing that since Black Mask offered him a deal, it means Black Mask is the one to compromise, leading Alfred to believe whatever he's been trying to accomplish with these attacks in Gotham, he's almost done, basically telling Batman to take the offer, which means stepping down as Batman in hopes that Sionis will do the same. Batman is still against the idea, telling Alfred to forget it. Alfred tries to sweeten the deal even more with Batman by telling him, with the help of Sionis' funding, he can set up Batman as something with real impact. Batman, who now sounds intrigued, asks Alfred what's in the deal for him, to which Alfred states that through this deal, Black Mask will need to make more transactions that'll help Alfred's people get the information they need on him, which lets Alfred leave Gotham and lets Bruce build Batman really big. But Batman is still having doubts, asking if after they're done, Sionis will just get away with it. But Alfred assures him that they'll use the data they collect to apprehend him down the line. But while they've been driving, they reach a dead end and are being cornered by the GCPD at the end of a harbor. Alfred, saying him and Batman make a decent team, asks how they will get out of the situation in order to keep it going, to which Batman tells him to pull the lever in front of him, which he does, and proceeds to get shot up in the air like he just popped a launch pad, while by Batman reversing into the water below, which is actually the entrance to one of his bat caves. We then go back to the flashback of Bruce and Selina as kids, where we learn that Selina has been through many foster homes, having been through 4 in the last year alone. When Bruce asks if she would like to live with him, she quickly declines his offer and urges to switch the topic. When the two of them arrive at a movie theater, which is playing a movie called Zorro, which seems to really tick off Bruce, asking Selina what she thinks she is doing. We then jump back to the present, where Eddie is telling Bruce to ask questions to his robot, but Bruce is reluctant since he wants to speak with Eddie, but caves in anyway and starts to talk with the robot, who is named Al. Bruce first asks how the party animal mask functions, and once again, there's a lot of dialogue in this part, so I'm going to try and sum it up really quickly. Basically, think of the ape skull masks like a VR headset kind of, but instead of creating a virtual world, it sort of creates like a HUD. And for those who don't know what HUD is, it's like a display in a video game, showing things like health or items, but these HUDs offer up different activities for the party animals to do, which are basically all crimes. And by completing these activities, they're paid in a cryptocurrency called the Black Coin. So it's like doing missions in a video game for money pretty much. And basically, the worse the crime, the more money you make. Bruce then asks Al how someone can go about disrupting the network. Al lets him know that the network is way too big to be disrupted by anybody, mentioning that even if you take it to a local server, it's still connected to satellites all around the world, with potentially thousands of members. Bruce says there has to be a way to shut them down, but Al tells him no, there isn't, which makes Bruce believe that Al actually doesn't know everything. Eddie tells him to destroy the mask and forget it, before being interrupted by Al, saying that Eddie doesn't want to help Bruce at all. And both of them seem unfazed by this, but his robot just ratted on him, so I'm not sure why no one cared about that part. Anyways, Eddie shares a riddle with Bruce, asking him, what building does a man walk into blind and walk out the sight? To which he answers himself by saying, a school, telling Bruce that knowledge is vision, but by having lost knowledge, he'll end up seeing too much, which Eddie says makes it hard for him to make friends, which is why he cares so much for his current friends and wants Bruce to stop so that he doesn't get hurt. But before they can continue the conversation, Bruce gets a call from Harvey, He tells Bruce that he looks into the Arkham Fund and that the company that's funded the most is called JK Holdings, which is a private prison company, but not just an ordinary private prison. These are black sites, which are prisons that, for my belief, hold people who have not been yet charged for their crimes. If there's a more accurate description, I'll put it up on screen right now. Anyway, these black sites have investments from biotech companies, pharmacies, and genomics firms, which leads Harvey to believe that whatever they're up to is no good. We then go to Black Mask's yacht, where we see Harvey Bullock being greeted by Mayor Hill, or former Mayor Hill, who is here to introduce Bullock to Black Mask. The two of them are cleared to board by Dr. Benjamin, who Bullock notes had cool shades. Anyways, Hill and Bullock enter the body room, which is a freaky name for a room if you ask me. But anyways, the two of them come across Black Mask, or as he's called by Hill, Roman Sionis, which confirms Alfred's theory of them being the same person. As if any true Batman fan didn't know that already. As I was saying, the two of them come across him sparring against professional boxer Bill Bobowski, who Bullock happens to be a big fan of, which Black Mask says makes things even better. And bear with me, this is another long dialogue area, so I'll try to sum it real quickly. So Bullock first asks Black Mask why he wears a mask, to which Black Mask asks is for more anonymity since he has a lot of enemies in his line of work, which is being a professional pacifist, which he explained means that he brings peace into troubled areas of the world, saying that Gotham could use some peace since under Jim Gordon's watch, very bad people have been tearing apart Gotham, which makes Bullock ready to dip since he isn't about to let anyone trash talk his boy. And while we're speaking of things being torn apart, look at what Black Mask is doing to this man. Dang near has his bone ready to pop out of his skin like a chest burst out of Alien. Black Mask says he meant no disrespect towards Jim Gordon, calling him a good man, all while Bebo is crawling for his life over there, before being grabbed by a Black Mask, who says the real issue is the party animals, calling them godless degenerates, basically trashing on his own men, in order to, I guess, lower suspicion, like Player 001 in Squid Game. Not that one, the one from Season 2. Anyways, Black Mask also tells Harvey that because of the Batman, the party animals keep growing their numbers, telling Bullock that they need to get things under control now before it falls apart fast, which will lead to an all-out war, which is what Black Mask ultimately wants to avoid, having grown up in a war-ridden city himself. So in order to help out the police, Black Mask will be helping out by giving some of the I don't know what happened there. Black Mask will be helping out by giving them some of the vehicles requested by Bullock, all while choking out the life out of this man so badly that even Bullock had to step in and say it's enough, questioning if he's dead or not, to which Black Mask replies that he's fine, and the two of them have more to discuss about peace. And alright, since this has been one of the longer scripts, I'm going to try and blitz past this last segment of the comic so I can spend a bit more time on the review. Basically, we get some narration from Alfred informing us that there's been multiple Arc Black sites made so far, such as Arc A, the prototype in Santa Prisca, Arc B in Russia, and Arc C in China, and now Arc M, the biggest of the arcs in Gotham, which Bruce is able to spot through the use of this binocular looking thingy. We then go back to the past at the movie theaters, where Selina's trying to prevent Bruce from leaving, asking him to remember the joke his father made about the lion being safe and cozy, but not meaning anything, telling Bruce that this is his chance to mean something, since he has talents other kids don't. But Bruce ain't trying to hear any of that, and starts to leave, before being ambushed by his friends with a popcorn attack, who force him to sit down and watch the movie, all while being watched by his mother, who I'm guessing orchestrated this whole thing. We then go to the present, when Bruce is visiting his mom for the first time in a while. The reason Bruce is there is to ask his mom to lie low, since there's a lot of dangerous business happening in Gotham. But to Bruce's dismay, his mother will be doing the exact opposite, and is actually stepping up as deputy mayor for Jim Gordon, which makes Bruce mad, since she's basically putting a target on herself by doing so. But she's fine with it, since she believes in Jim and isn't going to sit down and watch the city collapse. She's going to try and do something to help out, since it's who she is and who Bruce's father was, which Bruce responds by saying, look how it turned out for him, which is wild because I would never talk on my dead father like that, especially after he sacrificed himself, but whatever. Anyways, his mom gives him a kiss goodbye, and we then shift to Alfred, watching his daughter from a van, free candy style, talking about how you can't protect those you love, no matter how brave or skilled you are, and that the only thing you can do to keep them safe is to accept the fact that you can't protect them. Anyways, we get more reports of the party animals doing crime, nothing crazy. We also, on the news, see that Mayor Hill is now being endorsed by, or former Mayor Hill is now being endorsed by Harvey Bullock, meaning that he switched sides, betraying Jim Gordon. Hill also informs us that tomorrow will be the memorial of the Gotham Zoo shooting, demanding that they don't turn on the memorial light since the city is in a terrible state. We also see more news people saying that Batman has not been around for some time now, and we get our answer on the next page. We see Bruce on the phone with Black Mask, who's offering him $200 million to stand down for 1 week, letting Bruce know that for that week they will go easier on Gotham, telling Bruce that with that money, he could make Batman much better. Bruce cuts him off, saying he's heard enough and will take the deal, and that's where this issue ends. All right, so review time. So this issue, I'm going to do a new format. I'm going to assess the individual parts of the issue and then give it a total rating. So action, lots at the beginning, not so much after that. But to be honest, I'm fine with that because the action we did get at the start of the book was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Wait, I don't know I can say this. Phenomenal. All right, that Batmobile scene was crazy good, and like the art just really popped there, which is also our next category, artwork. And overall, it looked very good in this chapter with many beautiful panels and color palettes that really complement each other. Next category will be story, and yeah, this one had like good story. We got a lot of things set up for the future issues, such as Bullock now siding with Mayor Hill, Batman stepping down, going into his moral code, the arcs, all that good stuff, and more flashbacks, which I really do enjoy since it's like a way of showing us the origin. However, I do feel like it's kind of shoved in your face at some points. Like the flashbacks most of the time are like really like not related to at all what's going on with the comic at the moment. Like let's make it one. Actually, I guess you know what? The flashbacks are good, honestly. I will say that. They do help out sometimes. But next up, the category is going to be emotion. And this one, a really good emotion. We got the Bruce's movie night with his friends. That obviously meant a lot to him. And also him going against his own code for money, taking the deal with Black Mask. And also his mom now being a large target for the party animals. I think that's going to be some really cool stuff to see in the next couple issues. So overall, I'll give this issue a 7 out of 10. Story was really good. Art was amazing as always. Action was nice. But the emotion, I think it could have been a bit better. Like I said, there was really good emotional parts. But, not every comic has to be super emotional. But then again, not every comic needs to be perfect either. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.